This is my formal application to be on the BiggerPockets Podcast. Hey guys, it's Mike here, and I filled out the online survey seeing if I have what it takes to be a guest on the BiggerPockets Podcast show. Now, they have a whole series of different questions asking about your real estate investing history, so I spent hours typing up what I thought seemed like a pretty good application. However, in hindsight, I kind of wish I'd done this from the get-go. Now, in this video, I'm going to read all of my responses to the BiggerPockets Podcast guest application questionnaire, and I want to know what you guys think, and if you think I have what it takes to be a guest. So be brutally honest, do you like the answers or not? Now, let me know down in the comment section below, and remember to like the video for the YouTube algorithm, and maybe somebody over there at that giant real estate podcasting YouTube channel will see this, and your boy will get a chance to tell his story. So let's get started. Now, the first thing they ask you to do is to please provide a brief biography. So here's my elevator pitch. I'm a 31-year-old single father with full custody of my 5-year-old son. I'm a full-time police officer, SWAT officer, and I've been investing in real estate since 2018. I currently have 8 properties, 10 units, in 3 different states, Washington, Indiana, and Illinois. I grew up on Section 8 housing, food stamps, WIC, and free lunches. I'm the oldest of 6 kids from 3 different fathers. My mom, a single mother, had a job that I'd really rather not say. My biological father is somebody that I've never met. I have no college education, no silver spoon, no special privilege or leg up, but it didn't take me long to decide at a very young age that I really hated being poor. So I started pushing a lawnmower at the age of 8 so I could buy Pokemon cards. I mean, all the cool kids had a Charizard back then. I got my first job at 14 working at McDonald's to pay for school supplies for me and my siblings. By 18, I was avidly listening to Dave Ramsey on AM radio while driving 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, as a semi-truck driver in the sugar beet fields of North Dakota. Now, thankfully, due to the advent of YouTube, I was able to learn about financial independence through real estate investing and change over from the Dave Ramsey method of saving for retirement to a much more proactive pathway towards the life I want. Now, I started working in construction at 19 and continued until I was 25. Now, after a friend of mine was unfortunately murdered, I decided that I wanted to do something more impactful and prevent future tragedies like that from happening. So, knowing that I got all C's in high school, I figured that I had what it took to be a police officer. And I've been happily working as one ever since. Now, after only 7 years in law enforcement, I do hope to retire within the next 3 years, around age 35, due to the passive income that I'm making from rental properties. Time will tell. We'll see how it turns out. Then they asked to give us a quick snapshot of what the last 3 years looked like in your real estate investing. Okay, well, my portfolio is currently 10 units in 3 different states. I got a single family house in Chicago, I own 5 houses and 1 duplex in Gary, Indiana, and I own 1 duplex near the Seattle, Washington area. I have done 7 deals in the past 3 years, and I've been investing in real estate for a total of 4 years, since 2018, and right now it's 2022. Then they ask kind of a weird question. They say, what's your real estate superpower? And I had to think about that for a little bit, but I decided that my real estate superpower is virtual networking. I had to get clever with COVID-19 shutting down all in-person meetings. I also have an extremely limited amount of time, and attending meetups can be difficult. So I turned my history as a dorky video game World of Warcraft playing nerd and hanging out with online friends into an ability to meet extremely successful real estate investors and turn them into mentors. I repurposed a hobby of watching YouTube videos into an unbelievably successful networking ploy to win friends and be influenced by the right types of people. They ask, what's a typical deal like for you? List the methods you use most to acquire deals and walk through the numbers on a deal that you've recently done. So typically, I look for properties priced between $30,000 to $90,000 that are going to rent for between $900 to $1,100 a month. The first 6 deals that I purchased were all turnkey, some with tenants already placed inside of them. The most recent 2 deals that I've done are my first value-add BRRR projects, and I aim for $250 a month in cash flow and an 18 to 22% cash-on-cash return or yield. Now, I buy all of these properties at a distance without ever seeing them. I use a property manager to manage them. Now, how have I acquired these properties? 4 of them came directly from the MLS, including my first house hack. 1 was a turnkey provider, 1 was a wholesale deal, and 2 were through the ever-coveted seller financing. Now, here are the numbers on my most recently completed deal. I bought a $69,000 3-bed, 1-bath, fully renovated house. I placed a tenant at $1,050 a month. I'm cash flowing $306 a month in straight profit. I make 22.7% cash-on-cash return or yield annually on that property. I closed on it November of 2021. So then they ask, in a sentence, what is the core message listeners would take away from your podcast episode? No problem. It's going to be a run-on sentence, but I threw some commas in there. You are not too busy, comma. It is not too difficult, comma. You are not too stupid. The only thing you are, comma, is full of excuses. And honestly, I truly believe that, because if even me with my room temperature IQ and my all-season high school can manage to become successful through real estate investing, shoot, if I can do it, anybody can. Next, they say, what topics and value to the audience do you provide? What 3 to 5 things do you want to specifically teach, and how can our audience implement those teachings once the show is over? And again, I had to think about this one, but I decided that number 1, the thing I'm best at is how to virtually network and meet other people who can help you on your journey. Don't pay for mentorships, all right? You can get access to very successful investors in the markets that you're interested in if you know how to properly use Facebook groups, the YouTube comment section, and Instagram DMs and comments. For every real estate market in the country, I guarantee that there's a local investing Facebook group. There's some professional investor, but amateur YouTuber making videos out there, and there's somebody uploading their deals and tagging them on Instagram. Are you liking, subscribing, and following that person? If not, why not? They probably have like 3,000 followers, which means they'll actually respond to you still. So start networking, because this is your chance to meet people way out of your investor league and start getting good advice, help, and direction from someone with experience. Now, instead of just posting, I'm looking for a mentor in a nationwide real estate Facebook group with 1.3 million members, think outside the box. Topic number 2, how to invest at a distance in an area with better cash flow and a lower barrier to entry, aka a lower cost of properties. Remember, I live in Seattle, very pricey, but I invest in the Midwest, much more reasonable. Can you believe it? California, Seattle, New York are now offering 30-year mortgages, and the down payment is not only an arm and a leg, but also your soul. Maybe you're saying to yourself, the Midwest looks very attractive, with houses in some areas still under $100,000. Can you believe it? But what market do you pick? You don't know anybody. How do you find a property manager, a real estate agent, contractors, a handyman, wholesalers, and the most important person in an out-of-state investor's life? Other investors in that area that aren't trying to sell you something but just want to help you. How do you find these people? Where do you find these people? It's easy. See topic number 1, the virtual networking topic. That's how you find all of these people and build a team so you can successfully start investing out of state at a distance. Topic number 3, how to get started in an expensive market like Seattle by house hacking. Now look, you gotta live somewhere, and no matter what, it's gonna cost you money. You can pay a fortune just to have roommates and be cramped into a space with several other people. I mean, most people are gonna spend their 20s and early 30s with roommates anyways. Now in some cases, it leads to the type of family dynamics that gave us the TV show Friends. And in other cases, you may find yourself as a suspect of an episode of Law & Order when you lose it on that one guy who never puts the toilet paper back the way it's supposed to, and you decide to Thanos snap 50% of the people in your house out of existence. Either way, you're gonna have roommates, but what? What if there was a way to choose your own roommates? Meter the flow of undesirables. Build equity in a property that you own, and heck, if you're really lucky, you get paid along the way. Enter house hacking. It's much cooler than living with your mom to save money, and you can actually still get a date if you're doing it right. You know, it's honestly just the little things for me that put me over the edge. All right, topic number 4. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So work harder and have the mindset of a winner. Look, if you don't make enough money at your regular job to invest in real estate, get a second job. Get a third job. Work 80 hours a week. What are you willing to sacrifice? How hard will you work? You can bust your ass for 10 years to live the rest of your life like a champion and be totally financially free. I don't want to hear about your work-life balance. Oh, enjoy my free time. I'm too tired. It's bullcrap. You either want it or you don't. You're either going to achieve your goals or you won't. You think Kobe Bryant became one of the greatest of all time by having a work-life balance with basketball? If you know anything about this guy, the man got up earlier, stayed up later. He didn't party. He didn't go clubbing. He worked at his craft for decades, and that is why we remember his name. Dedication and discipline is enough to do anything. Who is going to remember your name? What are you going to be remembered for? Like, as a cop, I've been called every pejorative in the world. It really doesn't faze me anymore. But the one thing no one had better ever call me is lazy. I don't care if you're the most naturally talented, gifted individual there is. If you don't work hard, somebody's going to come along with grit, will, determination, and they will humble you hard. Because hard work always wins. Then they ask, what's your call to action for the audience? What's the one action you'd recommend our audience start doing immediately? And I'll admit, I kind of cheated on this one because I have a couple things. But first, I'm going to recommend they stop doing something immediately. Stop telling yourself no. Stop thinking about it, stop saying it, and stop doing it. Always make someone else tell you no. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So always make sure that you are not the person holding yourself back. Don't have limiting beliefs. Make someone else tell you no. And my second call to action is everything in life is about who you know. So you need to know as many people as you can. If you don't think you can network, if you aren't an extrovert, if you live in remote areas of the US, I promise you that you can network and meet people. All the keys to the castle you need are right now with somebody else. And if you never meet that person, you're not going to live up to your full potential. It is your duty to be great. It is your duty to be the best you can be. You need to meet more people. Now listen carefully to what I'm saying. This does not mean you need to meet important people, or that networking with average Joes like you or like me is beneath you or invaluable. It isn't. You're wrong. I respond to every single Instagram DM I get and every YouTube comment I receive. I always make the time for people who reach out to me because it will pay off. In the most recent $29,000 house that I purchased, which was a wholesale deal, it was brought to me by an Instagram follower with no pictures on his profile, no posts, just a blank avatar and months of chatting back and forth answering his random questions. But then 6 months into that, he casually brings me a freaking grand slam and I had to ask his real name finally just to give him credit for the deal on the deal deep dive video I did on YouTube. Everybody can contribute something, so do not rule somebody out as a potential networking option just because they're a random Instagram follower or a random YouTube commenter. You never know where your next deal might come from. Guys, these were the most important questions through the BiggerPockets application process. I figured, hey, you know what? If I answer them on paper and I send this off to them and they never talk to me, at least I'm going to get some good YouTube content out of it. So I made a video here. Do you like the answers? Do you think I should be allowed to go on the show, me with all of my inexperience? I mean, all I was doing was applying for the rookie real estate podcast. I think I could qualify as a rookie, right? Appreciate you guys always for watching. Make sure you leave a comment down below with your thoughts on the video. Like the video, sub to the channel. You know the routine. Help me blow up so we can push this up the algorithm and push the fake gurus and the scammers down the algorithm. Appreciate you for watching, guys, and we'll catch you next time.